Growing up with my father, it was a thing to go out diving, just to go out diving, to go gather food. And then to hear the stories of how they would dive or get mussels or pipi or tuatua. But I love that and I miss that from being home. But I would say majority of my years I grew up here. I grew up here in Sydney. And then as I got older, it wasn't until I met people that were talking about art, and I met guys from Rangi, and this is while I was in the army. You're sort of sitting there drawing or doing anything to take up a lot of the time if you're not out on patrols. So then it just got me thinking. I started studying whakairo. If there's carving on timber, then it's ultimately what we've done to ourselves. Tā moko that's the art of putting your lines into the skin. There's a depth to it. Every piece holds history, so when you're sharing with somebody something that you've been handed down, you don't really want to get the story wrong. To do something that is so unique to home, and then going home and not having people know who you are, where you're from, what your kōrero is, what your story is. It's just feeling like you haven't done enough or that you haven't earned your way into it. That's a reflection of me being in Australia for so long. And it's like a lot of people would say, why don't you just go home? That's a hard one. Yeah. Like, I'd like to go home. I would. But you don't know. Yeah. For me, like I would say, moko is a way for us to keep talking, because we're not, we don't have a written language. So everything we do is carved in patterns and storytelling. Wasn't that bad, eh? I like to tell people this, that if we stop talking about it, then it will die. The Tohunga Suppression Act, that affected like the generation before mine. A lot of information was lost. That's sad to think that they lost that. They weren't allowed to speak Māori, they weren't allowed to do things that were Māori. Then even my son, I heard him talk, and he's only 12, and he was telling his stepsister, do you know why Māori is the greatest language? She said no, and he said because they tried to kill it. And he was serious. He said they tried to kill it. And I looked at my daughter and I said, it's hard, but it's true. And this is why I love moko, because you can revive it. Joy I find in being Māori is being a part of an identity and a people. Every day I get to work with Māori. I get to work with our people that are here, whether they know who they are or if they don't. Being Māori, it keeps me connected with home. You really don't have to prove it to anybody. You're Māori, you've got to know you're enough, that's enough.